There's a common myth that is going around that Somali people or East Africans like Ethiopians and Eritreans and even like probably like Sudanese people, that we don't have as good of a muscle building genetic as like people from like white people or West Africans or Asians or like Mexicans, and that is probably one of the biggest myths of all time. And I feel like a lot of young Somalis and young Ethiopians, East Africans in general, um, they believe that. So they don't go to the gym. They're like, oh, I can't really build muscle because of my genetics, right? I'm not really supposed to be big, or have muscle and look good, right? Which is obviously such a myth that really probably set us back for real. Um, to be honest, and I think personally, my opinion, as someone who is Somali and has gone through this transformation, um, I would say that we probably have one of the better, or if not the best genetics actually for muscle building. Um, to be honest, like I'm gonna give a couple of reasons why, because a lot of people are gonna stop and pause and say, "Hey, that doesn't sound right." But the only reason why there's not that many Somali people that are jacked compared to other races is that we just have a lot less people in the gym compared to those other races, right? It's as simple as that. If more Somalis, if more of our culture, if went to the gym, right, we would see a lot more, right? It goes hand in hand, right? So I'm gonna list a few reasons why, but for me, what I've seen mostly is that a lot of Somalis, they really do have good V tapers, right? I'm gonna put some pictures up, but the V taper naturally is common. That's what I've seen personally, right? And what a V taper is that it's basically the shoulder width in relation in proportion to how big your waist is, right? So the ideal is broad shoulders, so like a wider shoulder length, and then a slimmer waist. And that's pretty much the ideal. And that is common with a lot of Somali people because of our like archetype. We're usually like slender as well, so we don't store fat as easily as well. But nowadays, with the processed foods and all that crap, you see a lot of Somalis, to be honest, they're skinny fat and out of shape. But you go back and you see, if you see Somalis back in the day, like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they had really good, uh, like leanness, really good physiques. Like they're hunters, they're nomads. These people were basically drinking and living off like uh, camel milk and meat, and they're surviving. You know, so that's one thing that that's one thing that Somali people have, is that they have a really good uh, they have really good V tapers. Another thing that there's a misconception of Somalis is that they can only be good long distance. They can only, sorry about my brother here. They can only be good long distance runners, and they have type 1 dominant fibers, which is the fibers that usually cannot really build muscle, but they're very well, they do well in endurance sports and stuff. Um, that is cope, to be honest, right? Um, you don't know what type of genetic, like, to be not. I'm not saying every Somali has good genetics, but a lot of them do, and they just don't know because they don't go to the gym, right? And even if you have bad genetics, why does that even matter? I think everyone should be going to the gym. First of all, you look better, you feel better, your health is better. When you're 70 years old and you fall from the stairs, or you fall from somewhere and you can't get up because you have weak muscles, those years of training you could have done would have saved you, right? Especially if you're older, you need the gym. But even when you're younger, the gym should be an essential, I think, for everybody. I don't think it should be a hobby, to be honest. And I think that Somalis it should be more common in the next few years, for sure, that Somalis are going to the gym. East Africans in general are going to the gym, And to be honest, a lot of people are thinking that, a lot of people say, oh, but it'll take a long time, right? Number one, the time will pass by anyways, right? If you think about COVID, right? COVID was what, 6 years ago? COVID literally feels like snap of finger. It didn't feel like it was that long ago, right? 6 years ago, right? 6 years is a long ass time. I've been lifting for this right here has been about a year and a half, probably, of good actual lifting, right? And I didn't even have everything dialed in. I've made mistakes. I've dirty bulked, and I'll make another video about not to dirty bulk, because that is very, very important, right? But I've made so much mistakes, right? And I still have transformed my physique. I did the basics, right? Training hard, right? Eating, but I fucked up on a lot of things that hindered my growth. But it is not hard to transform your physique like that. It is so easy. Matter of fact, all you gotta do is, to be honest, for Somalis, because I said that they have good genetics, and I believe that, and I'll stand behind that. I think that Somalis have one of the best genetics. So, to be honest, I think that if you're an East African, you could probably transform your physique, which I'm saying, like, transform as in, like, if you're skinny fat, you can get abs, you'll be lean, you have muscle, you have the delts, like the cap delts, you have a full chest, you can transform your physique in about 6 to 12 months if you have everything locked in, if you know what you're doing, if you have guidance. I have a community in my bio, in the description over here, and in the classroom there's gonna be a course that you can buy that has literally everything and all the knowledge that I have for the past 2 years. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check it out. It will literally save you so much time, so much BS, because there's a lot of people on the internet, in TikTok, YouTube, they literally have different ideas, different ways of training, different diets. Oh, this is good, this is not good. Oh, this is good. They contradict each other. If you want something that is simple, that is easy to follow, that you can always come back to, join my community in the description. All right. And if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do that, then that's fine. I'm always going to be dropping videos anyways about a lot of new information that you guys can do, but it would be way easier just to go and join the community. The community itself is free, by the way. It's just that I have a 2-hour module, almost 2-hour module on like how to build muscle, how to lose fat, literally everything that I know in one video. And then also I have my personal split that I run, and other variations that I recommend to you. So yeah, but the community by itself is free. So I think everyone, even if you don't want to, look at the course, you can join the community because it's free for now. However, once my page grows, because on TikTok I'm growing, right? On Instagram I'm growing. I think that, yeah, I'll probably charge for people to actually get in the community. But for now, it's free. So if you're watching this, join the community. But anyways, so yeah. Recap this video. This video is gonna not be a long video, but to recap, if you're still watching this, even if you're not East African, I usually, because I'm targeting Somalis and East Africans because I think that's my calling. I think I really want my community to go and get in the gym. But if you're not even East African or Somali, get in the fucking gym, bro. What are you doing, bro? I see now, since 2020, the gym has probably exploded. Like, there has been a lot more Somalis and other people and white people and whatever that have been going to the gym, and that's very good to see. But specifically for East Africans and Somalis, we need to get our ass in the gym. All right, that'll be the end of the video. Peace.